I'm Eric. I'm making faces that you can talk to. Faces on a computer screen in a web browser. They say things to you and you can say things back to them. Let me demo what I finished yesterday. Also, happy Friday to you. Starting my weekend right about now. Feels good. Okay, so what I did yesterday was make a loading state for different things, a visual depiction of a loading state. Okay, so if I import a new file, it says recognizing words and audio. It showed that briefly, then it came over to here and showed the loaded audio. It also, here I'll show it again. Just pull in another WAV file and let it process it. It also disabled all the things you can do in the UI. Okay, now there is a little bug here, which I'm going to fix today, where the canvas will not repaint on that first draw, you know, like right after it would need to. So if I just move this a little bit, it'll come back. Oh, there we go, right? Okay, let me do this again. Bam, bam. Okay, right? And then, okay, if I hit play on this, it'll draw.
Can't remember their names.
It's just that first draw, it just misses. And I'm not sure why. I think it's some kind of race condition where there's a number of events and one thing happens before something else is ready, that kind of thing. So I'll try to fix that in today's session. There's also, let's see if I come here to do a refresh, so it kind of reloads the whole app and like gets rid of state, okay? I reload the page just now to do that. Then I come over to the speech screen. There's one more loading point. Loading the language model. Bam, okay. So added two loading graphics basically in some different places where they're
He was angry.
And the loading box is general purpose, so I can reuse it wherever I need it. Over here on the faces screen. Now there is like a little loading thing here while we're waiting for Billy's head to pop up. If I can fix the other bug that I was just demoing over here. Oh, interesting. Interesting. That might be a good way to test it out. If I can fix this bug here where it's blank instead of
He was angry.
drawn, then I think I might have more time left in the session to add a loading animation to the faces screen too. Okay. So, the bug. Let's get it to happen again. I think even I'll pull this in so I can have a debugging area off to the right. Okay, go over to speech. Load the language model. Cool. Import. Okay, so I've got the bug right there. Now, a thing I'm hoping is that I can reproduce it easily by switching between these tabs. Face to speech. Awesome. Faces to speech. Ooh. Consistently reproducible. And also I don't have to do anything other than just click on this button and that button to reproduce it. Which is better than what I was doing before, which frankly was kind of annoying. A lot of reloading and refreshing the page and moving around with multiple clicks to get it. So this is a nice place to start, just having easily reproducible bug. Okay, web face, source. I probably already got the screen here. Lips generator screen, that would be it. Okay. So I'm just thinking through what places might be responsible for this. First off, what are the elements that it's got out here? I suspect that this is all there, because otherwise it wouldn't have come down to this area. It wouldn't be showing the mouth. Okay, so it's definitely this block here that got dropped in. And I know that samples is available when it renders this part because of this condition here. No error messages down below. There's just some logging messages from Vosk, which would be great to get rid of. I think there is a way to do that. But, yeah. Okay. Also, I suspect that if I step through it, I won't see the problem. I think that somehow causes it to render correctly. I'm pretty sure I verified that already. I'm going to verify it again, though. It's a waveform visualizer. So if I go here, and then I go here, okay. So the question is, do I have all the data I need? I'm pretty sure I do. Context is there. What does markers look like? Time markers. That's populated. Okay. Samples. That's an important one. That everything is populated. Everything is definitely populated. So I hit play. And now it got called the second time. Let's check. Oh, that's interesting already. The canvas height is at 0. Okay. I think I'm starting to get it. I think I'm starting to get it. So I would bet that the update has not happened yet, which resizes the canvas. I'm guessing also that all this stuff is still set, amplitude markers and everything. Boom, boom. Okay, width. And, okay. Time markers. Yeah, okay. Play. Let's see. I'm just going to keep on checking on the canvas, because that is the... If the canvas width is set to 0, 0, there's no way I can render anything to it that will be visible. And that would be a sufficient explanation of the problem. Okay. So inside of Canvas, there's some resizing code. Update Canvas, and it should update and then cause an onDraw to be called. I wonder if I need to delay this onDraw call. So what if I do this? Set timeout. And then just put it in the immediate future. Yeah, let me just try that to start, because I think there might be something like, oh, you know what it might be? Do I need to pass in the original context? I don't think I do. I think if I grab another context from the same canvas, it should be fine. All right, let's assume it's just, for now, it's maybe a timing thing. Okay, so let's try that. And then we'll go back to here, reset into speech. Okay, that's it. That's all. That is a little bit janky of a way to code that. But what I could do is wait for the container dimensions to get set. And then in a use effect, do an onDraw. So here I've got canvas width and height coming from container dimensions. I don't need to pass onDraw. What's the use effect down here? I could say that okay, so one thing I could do container dimensions like that, and then this code will run again. Navron, hello. I see you, sir, or ma'am, or they. I'm doing pretty good. I just figured out a bug that has stymied me for the last 2 days. I feel good. And I thought it was going to take a while. I thought I was going to be sitting here like swearing and gritting my teeth, and now it just disappeared in the first 5 minutes of working on it. Makes me happy. And there's that thing too, you know, like if you spent like a little bit of time thinking about a problem and you just sit on it for a while, your brain maybe works on it in the unconscious way. So it might have been like that, but it's nice when it happens that way. Are you a developer yourself? A coder, a programmer? Oh, project manager, that's cool. Yeah. The world needs project managers. I have been a project manager before. or some kind of glorified PM. Oh, damn. So I'm a director of some engineering teams at a company that makes software for farmers. That's my day job. And in the moonlight time, my moonlighting hours, I work on face animation software. It's a passion of mine. And I've been writing code for like 25, 30 years. Depends how long you want to, how far back you want to go and count it. But yeah. Anyway, so I'm thinking, take the container dimensions. I'll tell you one thing as a PM you might appreciate is that even when I'm doing solo projects, writing code, I make project plans for myself. So this last thing I made a while back, it's called the God Killer. God Killer Chapter 1. This game here, it took me 4 years to do, but towards the end it was just like I was setting deadlines and milestones, and I was committed to releasing this thing on January 1st, and I got it done. I got it released on January 1st, and I was like proud because like people that make games usually don't stick to dates. But that's a skill, knowing how to commit to a date and get there. Oh yeah, what's your what kind of startup is it? There's that thing too, like when it's a startup and you're like the founder, CEO, it's like what title to give yourself, which is a tricky one. I usually found that it was better when I was like in that founder role to give myself a title just a little bit lower down for going out and talking to people than the CEO. But I wasn't good at startups, so nobody should listen to me. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I could do container dimensions here. And I don't need to pass on draw here. I bet you that works. Don't need that here anymore. Take that out, simplify that code. Don't need to pass the canvas. Loot boxes, gamified loading screens. Gamified loading screens. So like you have some kind of interactive game inside of like the wait for loading. But yeah, feel free to drop a URL if you want. I might go check it out in a little bit. I see, yeah. Okay, let's see if I still have that bug fixed. Oh, I created something else. Back to, got 3, okay. Still, okay. What? I didn't fix everything, did I? Get rid of that canvas. Okay. Okay, if not. Okay, it worked. Good.
Is not who I am. Is not who I am.
Okay. Cool. Nice.
I'm not very good at math.
Okay. So I fixed it, and I didn't have to create another piece of code to handle the update. Just had to use the existing one that starts rendering. The only thing that I want to protect against is setting up two chains. Okay, if it is animated, So if it was animated, how would I stop it from starting up another chain? If I get another chain going, every time that the screen is resized, after a while it will affect CPU in some noticeable way. I could put the animation frame ID outside of the scope. And that would allow multiple calls to be aware of if an animation frame ID is set. Okay, so for that we say onDraw. Okay. I think it's like this. We say if animation frame ID is not equal to something like that. Okay. Time we go. And I think could also do I think that'll cover it. I just don't want to have some weird bug later. But I just created a new bug. Let's make sure I did not. That caused a bug. Okay, let's think. Think about that logic a little bit more carefully. Okay, it should be the other way. Say if there is no animation in progress, we'll go ahead and render. Okay, try that. Import. Okay, that seems to solve it.
I do not care who they worshipped.
Except I lost my animation here. Okay. Tricky stuff. Did I regress just now, or was it always not working? So right now it's just this guy.
I do not care who they worshipped.
That guy's not working. So if I come over to the canvas,
I do not care who they worshipped.
is it animated? I say it's not. That's true. Animation frame ID. Okay. I don't know why that's set to anything. I do know why. Because there's another canvas on the screen, this guy right here, and it's sharing the same value. That's something to remember, is I can't just put module scope variables out there when there's multiple instances of a component on the same page, because they'll both share the same module scope variables. So that probably would have worked if there wasn't the mouth canvas down here. So the two instances of the same component, they're still both looking at this. Let me put this back how it was. Okay, went too far with my undos. Redo backspace. Redo backspace. There we go. Okay. Make sure that that is behaving correctly, and then I'll come back to the original problem. Import.
I don't want to go back through that.
Okay, that works fine. Okay. So, what is the thing that matters? The thing that matters is that in the event that the canvas is animating and I'm also updating the dimensions of its parent div, that it skip starting a new chain of request animation frame callbacks. So I was tempted to create a new use effect, but the trouble is I'll lose this nifty little enclosure here. So I can't call this render function from another use effect. The other use effect could just be looking at container dimensions. Okay, I think I got it. So I'll say if should redraw and not is animated. If it's animated, then it's going to let's do redraw signal. Okay, if redraw signaled, you know what? Okay, I got it. No, I got it. All right. So I just realized I don't really need this whole enclosure here. Let's just let it stand by itself. All I need to do is call onDraw. And to do that, it's simple. So I will look at canvas dimensions. Come on, what was it called? Container dimensions. Okay, container dimensions. So if that changes, then I know I need to draw one time. I think I'll also check for is animated. No, don't. Just keep it simple. Okay, just do onDraw context. And I will also need to set this down here for onDraw. Handle redrawing after canvas dimensions are updated. What's this? Okay, let's see how this does. So I had something that worked, but then like I just wanted it to be clean code that I don't have to come back to. I don't want new bugs in the future.
I remember.
So I took a little extra time to make sure it was
I remember.
it was good. Okay, so that bug is fixed, gratefully fixed. Let's do a git commit. As usual, I'm forgetting to commit at the end of my previous session. What did I do yesterday? Take a quick look. Okay, it was loading stuff, that's right. Okay, git commit A. And loading animations to ellipse gen screen, fixed bug with canvas not handling first draw. Okay, so got that committed. Now, next thing, header to faces. There's this pane here which I would like to be a little bit smarter. So I come here and reload, then come over to faces. So there's a little bit of time while it's just waiting to show the head, the face, and I'd like to show a loading animation there while it's doing stuff. There'll be other things like recoloring the skin that will require the face to go away and do some processing and then come back. So use that loading animation for that as well. What else? The head, it would be cool if it just automatically centered inside of this pane. So I'll start with the loading animation. Okay, go to the face screen. Okay, so I've got all this stuff here. I think the way to handle this is const face content. Okay, what is on draw canvas waiting for? Let me look on draw canvas. It's going to say if either of these things are not done, then return. Well, why don't I just change this to be is face ready? And we'll just say or is face loaded? Is face loaded? No, is face. Yeah, wait, what's the word I want? Maybe I do want ready. I do, yeah, I think I do want ready. Is face ready? Okay, is face ready? Invert this logic. And, when you hit a key that you don't mean to and it takes you to a different place. Okay, this should be, is not. Okay, the bad side of that is that suddenly the compiler hates this. Yeah, the compiler's not smart enough to know that I'm calling into this function and checking that the value of head is there. Why don't I just do something like this? Yeah. I want to do get head of ready, bam, 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 and bam. There. Okay, down beneath. Here it will be loading box, class name, styles, face, loading box, and then text equals. Face, and what else was there? Maybe that's it. Okay, otherwise we say, let's do the canvas. Face, content, yeah, like that. Okay, need to set a style for this to have a width and height. Loading box. Okay, well there is the loading box. That's kind of good. Interesting. If I just take the width and height out. No, you want the height. I'm not really sure why it's interpreted that way, but it looks like it wants some kind of height. And then suddenly it centers. I don't get that, to be quite honest. Do not get that. Okay. Yeah. It also seems like it's always returning null. Okay. I guess while it's continuously has this element up, even though it's a bug, it's useful. While it's doing that, I should play with the CSS to get it how I like it. Okay, do 10. Did it happen that I just picked a good number? It just happened that I picked a number that looked centered. It's not actually centered. What would you say 100%? What does that do? Yeah, that's a good effect too. What if I say width 100%? Is that a good number too? I like it being specified that way. I think that is what I want, just like that. So I'll come back to here. Instead of having this hacky thing, I'll just throw that in, and that will work, and also it'll be more expressive of my intent. The next question is, why aren't we getting the face after a bit? Because it feels like, to me, that get head if ready should return something non-null, and that would cause this canvas to be drawn instead. So I'm saying if we are initialized and we got the head, we're going to return the head, otherwise return null. That should do it though. Let's be more explicit here. Const head equals get head if ready. If head. Maybe my syntax just got too tricky. Yeah, okay. That's weird. That's weird. Let's see if the faces, if the variables are set as expected. Okay, so pull this guy over here. Go into the source. Face builder screen. I think if I just click on something, it's gonna... No, it's not yet. This one will though. Okay. So I want to know, is initialized? It is initialized. Head. Yeah, so both those things are there. Is get head if ready. What do you return? A canvas component. Okay. Face content. When I get to here, it should come down to that. Okay, get head if ready. check this again. Yep. So just check these together. How they're evaluated as one expression should be true. Oh. Yeah, the first one should be returned. Okay. Okay. It looks like it's going to set it to the loading box. And I don't get that. Face content. Okay, that looks like canvas to me. That does look like a canvas. Yeah, it's a canvas. Okay. So if that's what's going on, face content just got set correctly. Got another update. Let's check here to make sure it's still. In fact, let's do face content type. Canvas. Oh, well now it's, what to make of that? Refresh. I suspect what it is it just needs, yeah, that's all it is. Okay. It needs some kind of update to the props or a state variable that will cause the render function to get called again. That's all it is. Okay, face builder screen. Some trouble is that is initialized in head is going to get it's set outside of the properties and state values. So I need something like something to signal that a re-render is required. This will be a common Stack Overflow question. Force React to re-render component. Yeah, that one. Yeah, I know how to do that too. It's just kind of janky. let's take a look. I do like how they've got it tucked away inside of a function. Okay. Okay. Code golfers are ridiculous, but that is kind of nice. I like this one actually. Okay, let's try that. Okay, we gotta do use reducer. Okay, so where's my init? Let's do the. This might need to be inside of the rendering function. Is that true? Let me try it the stupid way first. Stupid way first. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Good to know. Honestly, good to know. Does that can't be declared? Has to be inside of the. Okay. So if we go down to okay, that works. Okay, so init then is initialized true and force update. Okay, cool. Now we're getting somewhere. Bam. Perfect. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. Okay. Next thing. Let's get that big old head centered inside of its space. So what about what? Come on. You are being petty in some way. I know that works. I ought to be able to destructure that. Alright, let's just alright. So what is the width of the head? I'm wondering if I can get it from the canvas component. So I hopped over to my open source library, which anyone can get off of GitHub for drawing faces. Taking a look. Yeah, it's kind of tough. Okay, so the issue is I have this canvas component which encapsulates all the functionality for drawing like one part of a face, whether it be a head, eyes, mouth. But it doesn't have anything in it to get the width and height. And the width and height might be like they might be different. Based on which parts are displaying at any given time. But I could base the width and height on analysis of the rendering, I don't have to perform every single frame, just the initial rendering with a certain set of parts. And then use like flood fill techniques to look at the pixels inside of the rendered face and come up with the bounding rect. That's one way to do it. Another way is to create a function that each part type must implement its own version of or implementation of, something like get dimensions or get bounding rect. And then, like inside of head, I would just kind of know that my main image is going to have a certain bounding rect. I can return that because the code inside of here is well aware of the bounding rect that it's inside of. And I could also have it do the same exercise, gain the bounding rect of all the children, and kind of create like a super bounding rect that contains all of the parts inside of it. That's the second way I could do it. Less computationally expensive. The second way is better. The second way is better. Because it's less computationally expensive. And it's probably a little less coding work than the first way, which was a bit of a tricky algorithm prone to bugs. Okay. Third way, which is kind of cheap and dirty. So just say, I know that the sprite sheets that I'm using are going to have heads of this size. I'll basically couple my code that draws that head, that face, to the current known dimensions of the sprite sheet asset, which is used to render it. So the third way is the fastest, or the least effort. I suppose the fastest too, like computationally. But it will only work for sprite sheets that follow the rules I have now, and if in the future, if I extend things to have more varied assets that can be used, different sizes and stuff like that, then I'll have to update the code. The bounding rect is probably the most architecturally sound idea. It will also at some point be necessary for other things. Like if I want to have a click zone on the canvas, like the user clicks someplace and I say, oh, they clicked on this head or they clicked on the eyes, or then I'll need that bounding rect for that. In fact, that's coming up pretty quick. So I think I'm going to go with the bounding rect interface, even though it's a fair amount of work. 5:40. Well, I don't have to cook dinner tonight. I can keep working a little bit later. So I think within an hour or so, I should actually have this complete. And it'll be nicer, and it will also support this other thing that I want, which is to have like rectangles that go around a selected part. So if I click on head, there'll be a rectangle that goes around the whole thing. Eyes, it'll just go around the eyes. Mouth, it'll just go around the mouth, etc. Okay, bounding rects. Bounding rects it is. I talked myself into it. Ah. My wife taking off to a birthday dinner of a friend of ours. Okay, so canvas component. Okay, not render callback, not load callback. Bounding rect callback. It's going to be X number, Y number, width. No, well, no, it's going to return all that shit. And I hate creating types for these, so let's just do an array. Okay. And actually, I don't need for the component to return X and Y. I just need the dimensions. Let's call this dimensions. Unbounding dimensions. So then I can say just do get width. Okay. Get height. This trick I just learned from Stack Overflow, which is you don't have to put in a variable here. Like in the past I would have done this, but that's not necessary. Okay, and get bounding rect. X, can I do it this way? Y number, width, height, width number, height number. Okay. Okay. So that's a lot of new functionality. Let's go to all the parts. Bounding dimensions. And I don't have to do too much here. Width, number, height, number. Okay. I can return CX, eyes, CY, eyes. And later on, that can be more complicated if I want. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Mouth, same deal. Well, here, let's just copy paste. This is going to be CX mouth. This is going to be CY mouth. Okay. Repeat for head. That didn't work. Okay. So for this guy, it's trickier. It does make me think I'm going to have to pass something to the unbounding dimensions, which would be the the component state. Okay, come back up to my canvas component, change the interface a little bit. component state. Yeah, okay, like that. Then down here, pass in the component state. Okay, let's go back to head. Head's fine. I feel like eyes and mouth should not be fine. It's that any that fucks things up, because any also includes undefined. But just to be complete, I'll do that. Eyes and mouth, get this like that. Okay, so then let's build the SO web face library. What did I do with lid levels? Commit the rest. Bounding rect functionality for canvas component. Okay, let's see if that builds. Okay, then if I come back to the main project, I can say const width, head width. Head width, and I feel that you're going to pick that up in a little bit. Head height equals head height. I just think you just need to finish loading in from the library, and then you should have it. How can I force this to SO web face I just built, and the canvas component has got this property for width and height. Let me just try doing a build. Okay. So head is a canvas component. SO web face did just get built. Let's make sure it's pulling it from the right place. Okay. Canvas component. Yeah, you don't like that. Maybe you like that. Okay. So head. Oh, it's there now. That's what you need. Okay. So if not, okay, got it. If not head, return. Okay. Head height equals head height. Okay. Okay. And this stupid thing still bugs me. Let's see. Can I just do const canvas width equals context canvas width? Can I do that? I think I can. So why can I not do... You still don't like that. Oh, well, let's go back that. You still don't like that. What if I go like that? Okay, you just really dislike that. It must be because it's a property. But that's an even better reason to assign this to a variable. So I'll just do it the kind of more verbose way. And then canvas height equals context canvas height. And then this can be canvas height. This can be canvas width. Okay. Const head x equals, it's going to be canvas width minus head width divided by 2. Head y, same thing. Canvas height minus head height divided by 2. And I don't need to assign them to a const. What I can do instead is I can say head offset x equals, and I might as well do a round on this. Math round. Head. This is just going to center the head if I'm lucky. Render. Okay. You're right. You're right. There it is. It's all centered. Pretty sweet. What if I update the... Yeah, it's still centering. If I go in too far... You're centered, but you're going off the edges a little bit, and that's cool. That's what I would want to happen. Okay, that's pretty good. I also have a bounding rec. Yeah, let's clear this because that's an old error. I also have a bounding rec that I can use if I click on things to know that the mouse click is hitting that thing. Huh. Let's go away. Come back. Nice. Cool. Okay. Since that is an open source library, and since I did just add a new feature to it, push it. Puts it out on GitHub. The main web app is not on GitHub, but this library is there. Yeah, I think it's just a curiosity at this point. It doesn't really have like all the nice documentation and everything that you'd expect like a 1.0 release of something to have. But if anyone's curious about the code and everything, it's out there on github.com/EricH2000. Okay, anything else I want to do with this session? Oh, got lost for a moment in my own thoughts. Looks very much like Eric Wareheim's mouth there. I don't know, it's a pretty good stopping point. Pretty good stopping point right here. I just had a bunch of victories. Things took much less time than I thought they would. So I think I'm just going to stop the stream and set about making dinner. Yeah. Alright, whoever's lurking, thanks for hanging out. Navarro, good luck on your venture. And I'm going to stop the stream.